Hey everyone, today's recipe I am making a breakfast burrito. Now this burrito has some eggs in it with some onions and bell peppers for some flavor, and we're going to add some bacon, and we're going to add some sour cream and a little bit of cheese, and then the real ingredient that takes this thing over the top is chipotle roasted sweet potatoes. This just takes it over to a new level. So it's delicious and nutritious, and it'll make you ambitious. Okay, so we need to start off our recipe by roasting our sweet potato because that's going to take about 30-35 minutes in the oven to roast. Everything else is a lot quicker. So we want to take your sweet potato, use organic, and rinse it, give it a nice rinse under the water, and then peel it, and then we'll chop it up into nice little bite-sized pieces. Now here's our spices for our sweet potatoes. I've got some coconut sugar here. We're going to place that in a bowl. I have garlic powder and onion powder, a little bit of salt, crack in some pepper, and our chipotle chili pepper. This is what gives it that wonderful little heat and smoky flavor. And then we'll give that a nice mix. I melted some butter in this bowl here, and to that I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of olive oil to it. I'm going to stir that up a little bit. And I'm going to take my sweet potatoes and place them in this bowl. Now I have a baking sheet over here, right here, that I'm going to place these on, but I have some parchment paper on there that's going to help keep things from sticking too much. So you want to be sure and do that, and you want to make sure that you preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So you just want to toss your potatoes in the oil butter mixture until they're very well and completely coated. All right, we'll place those on the baking sheet. Now you want to spread them out on a nice single layer. And then we're going to take our seasoning mix and you want to sprinkle it over the top. And give these a flip over and season the second side. We'll cook these in the oven at 400 degrees for about 30-35 minutes. While the potatoes are roasting in the oven, now is the time we're going to start cooking the bacon because we need to do that. But before we get started onto that, I have my little chef joke for you. So what did the bacon say to the tomato? Let us get together. All right, so we have the potatoes roasting in the oven. Now it's time to cook the bacon up, right? And I'm using Applegate natural bacon here. You can see the package, and I just like it. I think it's a good brand. And I'm going to cook an extra piece just for me because I'm getting hungry and because I can. Now, if you need a tutorial on how to cook bacon, I'm not going to go into it too much here. Just going to cook it up, keep it nice and flat. And yeah, I have a video for you if you'd like to learn how to make bacon the way I make it. I'll leave a link for you in the description. I like to start it out on medium heat, and then I'll turn it down as it cooks. Okay, so we got the potatoes in the oven roasting. We've got the bacon on the stove. We're going to multitask a little here, okay? So now what we're going to do is prep up just a little bit of bell pepper and onion for our eggs, and you're going to love the flavor, guys. But check out what I've got here. I've got these cute 2 little red bell peppers. They're about 2.5 inches long. They are just adorable. And I'm using those, and we're going to chop it up and give it the super fine dice. So here's our bacon. I've been cooking it, turning it over very frequently, and it looks like it's ready to come out. I'm going to place my bacon on a paper towel covered plate to help absorb some of the grease. So here's our sweet potatoes after 35 minutes. You can see that they're getting nice and browned up, but you want to test them, make sure that they're soft. Beautiful, looks good. So I'm going to pull these out and just keep them warm. I'm getting ready to cook the eggs, but I want to mention that you want to heat up your tortilla. You can do it on the stove, on a frying pan if you want, or you can do like I'm going to do. I have this tortilla warmer that I have, and I just stuff my tortilla in there, and I place it in the microwave for 30 seconds, and this thing will stay warm for 30 minutes. I have my frying pan here. Now we're ready to cook the eggs. Put that temperature down a little bit. I got it on medium to start. I'm going to put in about a teaspoon and a half of olive oil. In goes the bell pepper and the onion. I'm going to saute this for 5 minutes, and then we'll add the eggs and some spices. It's been 5 minutes. The peppers and the onions are softened up, as you can see. Time to add our eggs. Give it another little mix so that they're nicely mixed up. And we're going to pour those right in our pan. I'm going to add just a touch of salt to this. A little bit of garlic powder. If you haven't tried garlic powder in your scrambled eggs, it's a must try. A little cracked pepper, that should do it. And we're just going to scramble these up. I'm cooking these over medium-low heat. Okay, these are looking good to me, so I'm going to turn the heat off, and we are ready to assemble. All right, we've got our nice warm tortilla. You got to warm your tortilla up before you try and assemble it so that it's pliable and it won't tear. All right, here's our sweet potatoes. We're going to put a nice layer across there. Now they have a little heat to them, and you can adjust that to your liking, you know, if you don't like it too much heat, but use some of that because that flavor is just incredible. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of sour cream on top of that. And we'll just put little dollops right across the center so that there's a little bit of sour cream in every bite. That's the way I like to make things. And then we're going in for some eggs. Right on top, they smell incredible. This looks so good and smells amazing. I'm going to put some bacon on there, and I broke it up into pieces just so it's, you know, easier to eat. Look at that. And then the cheese. I'm going to put the cheese on there. And the cheese is going to help make it nice, you know, and delicious, of course. But it's also going to act like a little glue. There we go. So we're not done yet, guys. We have to go back to the stove. You can't miss this step because we are going to heat this on the stove and brown it up just a little bit, and it is a step you do not want to miss. So don't, you know, skip this. Do it. So we're back to the frying pan here. I have it on medium lowish. And I'm just putting a little bit of butter in the bottom of the pan. And we're going to set that burrito right in there. And we're going to just let it brown up to a nice golden brown. And that butter is just going to infuse into the tortilla. It's going to help it brown up. It's going to give it some flavor. And the browning up is going to give this tortilla some more texture. It's not going to be soft. It's going to have just a little bit of, you know, crunch to it almost. And it's going to melt the cheese, and it's going to keep things warm inside. It's the step you do not want to miss. Give me a pinky swear that you'll do this because it's super important, and you'll be so much happier with your burrito. All right, I'm going to test it and have a look. We've got some nice golden brown going on, so I'm going to flip that over gently. See, it's staying close together. It should stay that way. Now, if you don't want to use regular flour tortillas, I know I have some gluten-free friends. You can use Siete brand. They just come out with a burrito, a tortilla that's burrito size, and so you can use that. It works great. I've done it before. So they just didn't have the big ones so that you could make a nice big breakfast burrito, but now they do have it. Now I'm going for the third side here, not just the top. If you want to do that, you can. You don't. You can just do the top and the bottom. That's up to you. So here's our burrito. Let me cut into it and show you what it looks like on the inside. It tastes amazing. It's a #1 favorite here in my family. And it's those roasted sweet potatoes with that sweet and smoky flavor that really make this dish. Hey, if you love Mexican recipes, I've got a bunch of them for you, and in one in particular I think you should try. It is my burrito pie recipe. I'm going to leave a link for you right over here. Click that and go check it out. A lot of people love that recipe. They've left a lot of good comments about it, so I think you might want to check it out. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next week with another delicious recipe. And don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and of course, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. All right, take care.